Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Central Paphos, heading towards the Masoi end of the road, crossroady kind of thing, where you can go for Ember, for Tala, to Anavargus, but we're going to keep on going straight and we're going to head down towards the Paphos Old Town. And there's quite a lot of traffic around, well, by Cyprus standards anyway, because everyone's racing around. It's that lunchy time, and they're all looking for perhaps that perfect bit of bread, El Pan, if your name is Lady Andrea in downtown London. And a big shout out to Princess Sarah, and of course the Lord of the M. There is a hotel in downtown Paphos waiting especially for you when you come to Paphos in November. And so will be myself and of course Misochin Grasivian Booth. Anyway, back to the route. So we're going to work our way towards the Old Town, and subject to traffic, you never know, we might even get down to the harbour area and the blue Mediterranean Sea. So don't click off just yet. And of course, if you do like what you see, smash that like, smash that subscribe, and please don't forget to keep on coming back for that little bit more of my complete and utter madness, or should we say insanity, as I take you on my travels in and around Paphos. And of course, now and again we do venture up to places like Ayia. Yes, you see, we do take you to some new sites on the island of love, which of course is Cyprus. So if you are looking for a perfect place to come for a holiday, by the way, I do believe that Paphos and Ayia are two of the best places in the world. Yes, you've got Spain and you've got Portugal and all of those nice places, but hey, they don't want tourists. If you've not been reading the newspapers, listening to the news, they really don't want tourists. Apparently they're throwing missiles at you and squirting water at you and all those kind of things. Not in downtown Paphos. The only thing they're going to do to you is bring you a meal or a nice chilled pint of Kio. So on that note, why not go and have a quick look on that internet and book that perfect holiday to downtown Cyprus. And of course, if you're coming to Paphos and you found somewhere and you're not too sure about it, well, why not drop it in the comments? Why not ask our opinion? And we promise you that we will give you an unbiased opinion, but tell us a little bit more information. You know, what do you want? Do you want a chill out holiday? Do you want to be why all the action is? Do you want to be just off Bar Street, for example, if you're 18, 19, or perhaps if you're 25, 35, you want to be a bit chilled out in the Paphos Promenade and Harbour area, or perhaps you just want to sit on the edge of the blue Mediterranean Sea and never get off a sun lounger. And drop it in the comments and we'll give you our opinion, and you never know, we might even storm that reception especially for you, or a drive-by, but I promise with no shooting. So, slowly but surely, we are working our way into what's known as Central Paphos. So this is the connotation where most people live, shall we say, well, Paphonians anyway, in the centre. But of course, lots of people like to live on the extremities and up in the hills and up in the mountains. And on that note, a big shout out to a gentleman in downtown Nice, in the south of France. He's coming back to Paphos soon. He'll be grabbing the hand of his blonde beauty, and of course that's his French girl, Lady Sylvie. Who am I talking about? Of course, Lord Enaldo. And we're looking forward to your return when you come back to Paphos very soon indeed. Who's in Paphos as we speak? Well, I'll tell you. There is a superstar from all the way in downtown Glasgow, and her name is Lady Kirstine, and of course she's got the man of her dreams, and that's our and her Sir Scott. And who's coming very soon indeed? I'll tell you. They're getting on a big bird literally as we speak, and they'll be jetted into downtown Paphos this afternoon and strutting their stuff up and down the downtown Paphos Promenade and probably into the harbour area. Who are they? I'll let you ponder for a moment. They're coming. She likes a little bit of heat, yeah, and he likes a peacock or two. That must mean Lady Andrea, the girl in charge of all the traffic lights, hence why all the traffic lights are on green at the moment, because when she's not working, they seem to stay on green. And of course, her peacock, Sir Mart. And of course, we're looking forward to seeing them very, very soon indeed. Hopefully they'll come and join us on an evening or two in the King's Restaurant in the Cape of Paphos Harbour area. And that's where you're going to find us if you're looking for us. It's the first restaurant as you enter the main harbour area. You can choose to sit on top of the blue Mediterranean Sea and have a meal or a drink, or sit in the rear house where you'll find us, and we'll be sitting there waiting especially for you. Very, very easy to find. I'm the idiot in a blue hat with a pair of dark sunglasses, always dressed head to toe in blue. And of course, sitting right next to me will be my very own blonde beauty. That's my Marika and your Marika, of course, Miss Ochin. Grazie bien, la bouffe. Now, 2 new channels are coming. One has arrived, as you know. Many people have joined, and I do thank you very, very much in me. I'm getting my English confused. Cars and Me. There we go. Cars and Me has launched, and I do thank you very, very much indeed. There'll be 3 episodes a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 8 a.m. UK time, 12 a.m. Cyprus time. I think that's Central European time. But anyway, for those of you who understand the clock system. Now, I do thank each and every one of you. I'd like to thank Lord of the Tesla, that's our Lord Marcus, thank you very much. I'd like to thank Lady Alison, thank you very much. Lady Nellie, and of course Sir Neil. I'd like to thank Sir Andy and Lady Ness. The list goes on and on. I think even Dame Anne has chosen to watch as well. Thank you very, very much, guys. It means the world to me. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys when you come to Paphos very, very soon indeed. Now, there's a big event coming on Monday because Marika's own channel will launch as well. That is Marika and You. And of course, that name was chosen by Lord of the Lee. And it just so happens, by the way, that it is his wedding anniversary on the Monday as well. Wow, what a coincidence and a spectacality of a day it will be. So we'd like to wish them a very, 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 very happy wedding anniversary on Monday as well. And it was a great pleasure to go down to Ayia Napa. If you understand, the reason we went to Ayia Napa was to make some videos for you guys, but we actually went down to celebrate Lord Lee's 50th birthday with himself, of course, Lady Vicky, the princesses, Princess Kaylee and a Princess Layla. They also brought one of their friends with them, Princess Lily. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, his mum, his dad, and 1 or 2 other folks were there as well. We had a fabulous, fabulous time, and we're looking forward to doing it all over again very, very soon indeed. But Marika would like to thank Lord Lee for the title of her new channel. It's called Marika and You. So please, please hunt it down, and if you want to find it, it's not going to show in the algorithm on YouTube for a while because, you know, YouTube doesn't treat small channels very well. So there will be a link on the Marika and Me channel. So if you go through, well, if you go to Marika and Me, the official page, at the top of it, bit of information about us, and it says you can click through some more information about the channel. If you click through there, you will see a link for Marika and You, a link for Cars and Me, and of course, while you're at it, if you do fancy it, if you do like what you see, you could consider to buy us a coffee or 2 on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. And of course, we do thank you very, very much indeed. So this is the old townish area of Paphos. On either side of us, rejuvenation's going on the left, by the way. They are building a park and some industrial buildings and some commercial buildings and some offices. Rumour has it a coffee shop or 2. So big changes are coming to Paphos. There's no doubt about it. Perhaps if you've not been for a couple of years, you're in for a shock when you come back. So like I say, go on that internet, see if you can find a great deal, choose somewhere. If you want us to check it out, we will. We'll give you our opinion on it, and then get yourself on that big bird, because as you can see, that sky is looking blue. The sea, I promise you, is very, very blue indeed. Mr. Paul, you guessed it, he's dressed head to toe in blue. So that must mean one thing, all that's missing is you. So why not get yourself on that big bird or that canoe and start paddling like crazy, because Paphos, Cyprus, Marika and Me, oh yeah, we're waiting especially for you. As predicted, gridlock traffic in the oldish part of Paphos. But if you look carefully now over these cars, over these rooftops, between those buildings and over a treetop, you can see the blue Mediterranean Sea. So stick with us, that's where we are going. And I promise you, you are going to get a view to die for. Big shout out to 1 or 2 of the guys that keep coming back to watch the show now and again. Perhaps if your name is Sir Daniel and as a girl who's always right in your life, that's his girl and our girl, Sherry Wright. A very, very Calimera to you. A big Calimera to Sir Brian in downtown Yorkshire. That's the gentleman who's got 2 Yaris's. I'd like to thank him for subscribing to the little channel known as Cars and Me. Thank you very, very much, Brian, and I look forward to seeing you when you come back to Paphos, hopefully very, very soon indeed. Big shout out to the Surf Boy Kid, that's our Sir Jim, and of course his PM. Let's give her correct name, shall we? His blonde beauty, our beauty, of course, Lady Paula Marie. And they're coming back to Paphos very, very soon indeed. And this time they're going to stay in downtown Paphos. So hopefully we're going to get to see an awful lot more of them. Well, that's the plan anyway, unless they want to go and hide from us. Because people do. Not everyone wants to see us. We understand that. Lots of people like to run the other way when they see Mr. Paul and Marika. Electric Porsche on the other side of the road. Obviously a man with a couple of bob, but I wouldn't call him a man with much brains, because he's probably paid, what, 150-ish thousand for that car, and I don't think it was even a year old yet, and I think he'll be very, very lucky if he finds anybody who wants to buy it and give him any more than about 65, 70,000 for it. So perhaps he makes his money easy, who knows, or perhaps he just likes to make a fool of himself. Not making a fool of anyone, by the way, only joking. Everyone's entitled to buy whatever car they want, aren't they? And on that note, what car do you think Mr. Paul's in today? Humble little car, not a new car, certainly not a new car. Drives lovely, by the way, and it's one of the most reliable cars in the world. Yeah, there you go. That's the clues done. It's one of Paul's favourite cars, and if he was clever, he would buy one and keep it for the rest of his life. Anyway, where are we now? Working our way down towards the blue Mediterranean Sea. On the right hand side we've got the Beyond. This is like a shared business office space, you know, where people all get together and they share the cost of the rent, and there's communal offices and a communal coffee shop and all those kind of things. Catching on quite rapidly in downtown Paphos, I think on the Island of Love, to be honest, because of course the costs of renting an office and all those kind of things, aren't they, are pretty expensive. So quite a good idea. You never know, one of these days you might find Marika and me reversing into one of these mobile office things, or whatever they want to call them. There's a new business opened up here, by the way. 3F Home. I wonder what it does. It says opening soon. It looks as though, well, that's a brand for bathrooms, isn't it, and those kind of things. I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. Well, you can just see the windows on the left hand side. So 3F Home, and it says fine living, fine dining, fine lifestyle. So one assumes it's selling items for the house, and it's showing a lot of pictures of tables and chairs and all those kind of things. So could be a nice addition to Paphos. Next door to that is Orchestra, and that's a clothes shop. I think primarily it's for children, and I think it's a Greek band, but I've never been in there because unfortunately they don't sell t-shirts in blue that quite fit me. Anyway, Angel Guardians, not a nice topic, but funeral directors. So if ever you need one, obviously we'll all need one day. If you're in downtown Paphos, perhaps that could be the one for you. Now, onto the nice things in life, the finer things in life. What about if you fancy a cigar? Perhaps if your name is Lord of the Martin, in other words, aka Baron Von Cigar, and you've got a beauty in your life, the greatest accountant in the world, of course, our lady and his lady, Victoria. Well, he's probably noticed, if he is watching, that right in front of us on the left hand side is the Habanas Specialist of Paphos, and that is a cigar shop extraordinaire, and that's where I took him last time, and I've never seen a man more happy to part with 600 plus euros, because he thought he was getting a bargain, and he was by UK standards. Obviously one of the boxes that he googled in the UK was about £580, and he only paid 160 euros for them in Paphos. All to do with tax, isn't it? All to do with tax and duty. So he was a very, very happy man indeed. And of course they're coming back to Paphos in about 5 weeks, and he's requested again that Mr. Paul takes him on a cigar buying tour. So we will. You never know, that could be a new little avenue, couldn't it? Taking people on cigar buying tours, stopping at this cigar shop, that cigar shop, and somehow making a couple of bob. along the way. The brand new university, American University of Beirut, Mediterranean, is on the left, and this is the downtown Alpha Mega Supermarket on the left as well, which must mean that coming up very, very soon indeed is the Begona Garden Centre, again on the left, and of course right across the road to that is the downtown Cato Paphos Kings Avenue Mall. So if you want some air-conditioned luxury as you go shopping, well, that's where you go, right on the right hand side. Everyone calls it the Paphos Mall, but like I say, its correct name, its full title is the Kings Avenue Mall. And of course this is the Mall roundabout. Underneath we're going to go the Paphos Skywalk. Yeah, that's that contraption up in the air there that's been made to look retro, by the way. They've actually literally painted the rust onto it. And of course it's a nice little experience, perhaps not so much in July and August because it's very, very hot, but it gives you, well, some fresh air, and it gives you a slightly different viewpoint all the way back down to the blue Mediterranean Sea, and of course back up into the older part of Paphos as well. So if you are in Paphos, perhaps pop along to the Paphos Skywalk, take 15-20 minutes and explore like those guys are about to do there on the left hand side. I'm going to say thanks for watching, and of course if you do like what you see, please consider to smash that like, please consider to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a single penny. If you like what you've seen, perhaps hopefully you'll consider to buy us a virtual coffee or two on the Buy Me a Coffee platform, and of course we'll thank you very, very much from the bottom of our two hearts. Please don't forget to go and click through to Cars and Me. Hopefully you will do me the honour of subscribing and joining me on my little car adventures, and hopefully you will click through to Marika and you, and of course do Marika the honour of joining her on her travels, on her beauty adventures, chatting away, telling you a little bit more about her life. And again, she would like you to comment a lot and get involved and guide her in the directions that you would like her to go. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you feast your eyes and digest upon the blue Mediterranean Sea. Thanks for watching.